You ready to be inspired? Inspired to greatness. I love our theme. Do you love it? How do you feel about our theme? You know, when we did this in Orlando, we talked about light, and reaching to helping people and being a light to the world. People are looking for leadership. We talked about that. Do you remember that? How many of you were in Orlando? And I said, you remember what I said? I said I was tired of having 6 platinums in this business. I said, who will do this? Will we have a platinum at the next convention? And do we have one? That's right. And I remember a few years ago when I was in Malaysia, I said the same thing in Malaysia. I said, who will be a platinum? Who will do this? But out of about 4,000 people, only 3 stood up. Sadiq Din was one of them. He declared himself. We can't be a quiet church mouse and lead, can we? We are leaders. We are lions. Sadiq Din committed himself. He declared himself. At this convention, will you declare yourself? And look at our new golds. I love listening to them. And Gio Patre, awesome. I love listening to our new golds speak. And we'll hear it tomorrow too. What I want to speak to you about now is the business that we are in, and we must understand this business. If we understand this business, if we master what we understand, nothing will stop us. Nothing will. You will get more than what you ever dreamed of. I promise you that. You will find there's riches beyond money in this business. Glory, that's right. We are to be inspired to greatness, and we will be great. Will we? When I travel around the world, sometimes when I look at leaders who are sort of stuck, they're not where they want to be, they haven't arrived at the success they want to experience, I find out that many times what's happened is they simply don't understand the business that they are in. That's all. Now we can change that. We can help those leaders, can't we? We can do that. But let me ask you this, and don't raise your hands because I don't want anybody to get embarrassed. How many of you think that we are in the health product business? How many of you think we are in the business of direct sales? I hope none of you think that way. Because leaders in this company, the people making money, and I'm talking about, we've got several millionaires in this crowd that today that For Life has enriched, and it's because they know the business they are in. We are in the business of network marketing. We are network marketing professionals. When people ask me, well, how do you define network marketing? Well, you can define it many ways, right? I simply say that networking is simply a team of individuals that work together for mutual success. A team of individuals who work together for mutual success. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. It's a perfect philosophy. It was what America was built on. That's right. That's right. And when we think about people, they network all the time, right? All of you did it. You did it before you got into For Life. If you saw a movie you liked, if you read a book you liked, you'd tell your friends about it, wouldn't you? That's right. People out there are networking all the time. The difference between them and us is we get paid for it. We're doing the same thing as they are. They're not getting paid, we are. And it's our job as professional network marketers to help them to understand, hey, I do what you do, but I get paid for it. Would you like to take a look at what I'm doing? What do you think? Is that possible? That's right. We know we need to show them the power of network marketing and how it can change their life. And so that is my challenge to some of you who may be stuck in a rut, your business isn't really moving like you want it to be, simply understand that sometimes what we are doing is that we think we're in network marketing, we think we're using this business model, but in fact, what we're doing is we're more involved into peddling products and we're more involved in direct sales. Do this test. When was the last time any of you made a presentation, a for-life presentation to someone? How much time did you spend talking about the products? How much time did some of you spend talking about the business? Look at it this way. You should spend 20% of your time speaking about the product and 80% of your time speaking about what? The business. Thank you. That's right. The business. Dave Daughtry talked about the 80-20% rule. Well, that's it. That's another 80-20. That's right. 20% of our time talking about the products, 80% of our time speaking about the business. Watch yourself, because here's what we need to appreciate. When you prospect, you're training them from the time that you walk in that door. Whatever you're doing, you're asking them to do. And some of us are scaring them to death. That's right. Can you imagine? Here comes a very, loyal product user. She comes to the house. She's going to do the presentation. And she begins with, well, you know, this product here, transfer factor, is a scientific information molecule. And what it does, it educates our natural killer cells. Well, the prospect maybe didn't even understand she had natural killer cells in her body. Now she's afraid. Wow, I got natural killer cells in my body? Maybe I need to go see a doctor. I don't know. Oh my God. Natural killer cells in my body. What am I going to do? And what they do is they tell the natural killer cells, go kill. Oh, what am I going to do? And so they got their brains spinning. And so they go on and explain antigen specific, different from transfer factor specific. So many different things. They're getting so scientific. And what is the prospect doing? She's shaking in her shoes. She's scared to death. Because what we're telling that prospect to do, we're saying, we want you to be a Cal McCausland. We want you to wear a white jacket and be a doctor. We want you to go out and duplicate this information. And then what does the prospect finally say to us? The prospect says, well, you know, I'll use the product, and if it works for me, maybe I'll recommend it, but I don't think I'll do the business. That's right. How many of you have heard this? Am I the only person that has heard this? I've been in this business now over 12 years with For Life. I've heard this over and over again with some of my leaders. And then they come to me crying. What did I do? I showed them, I did everything. I thought they said no. Tell me what you did. No, you should not have done that. You scared the prospect to death. She's probably going to see an anxiety doctor right now. You did not help that person. Oh my, what are we doing? So that, you know, the thing is, and that's what I'm saying. If we keep it very simple, we have great tools. We've got booklets and books that explain about the product. So the great thing about this is when we go in and we present, we need to understand one thing. We've got the tools, leave it with them, let them read. And what we want to do is help them to understand that this will solve much of their problems in life. Let me give you an illustration. I've done this before, but here's a bottle of Transfer Factor Plus. How many of you love this product? How many of you use this product? Okay, so I do this in some of my meetings. And this is a $100 bill. I did not print it. It's real. Okay, and you go into a prospect. Let's say that we tell them what we know about this product, okay? We set it on the table, and then I say, and this is a $100 bill, and I set this on the table. And I ask them, Choose. Which one do you want? Do you want the most scientific product in the world that will do magnificent things for your immune system? It might even help grow hair on your head. Who knows? Or would you prefer this Ben Franklin, this $100 bill? You choose. Now, how many of you think they'll go for this? Oh, how many of you think they'll go for this? Man, I tell you what, hey, you leaders, I love you. You're thinking right. You are thinking right, and that's right. But you know that many of your leaders will go in and they will do the opposite. Since we know this is true, since we know they want money, since we know they need to improve their finances, they need financial independence. Think about it. Most marriages end because of the stress of the lack of money. That's right. They need money. But we have distributors that go in, and what they do is they want to preach product. They want to preach science, and then they wonder why they fail. We need to help them to understand what I just showed you. So I write this down. These words. Sell the franchise, not the hamburger. I'm going to get a drink. This Utah air is dry. Sell the franchise, not the hamburger. Think about McDonald's. You know, when the McDonald brothers started McDonald's, they did not have a franchise concept. The only thing they understood, if I sell a hamburger, I'll make money. But there was this man by the name of Ray Kroc who would come by and sell them milkshake machines. This was back in around 1956, something like that. He would sell them milkshake machines. Well, Ray saw what they had, simple things. They duplicated simple things. They always kept things the same, always made the hamburgers the same, the cheeseburgers the same, the milkshakes the same. And then Ray started thinking, you know what? All you got to do is go around the country, train people how to do this, and you can set up stores everywhere. You can actually get them to buy this system. And you know what the McDonald brothers did? In 1965, they sold it to them. They sold it to him. And he was the one that made McDonald's what it is today. He had the franchise concept, but the McDonald brothers had the hamburger concept. So think about it. Every distributor, every leader that you sponsor is a walking franchise. Everyone that they sponsor is a walking franchise. It's the truth. I can tell you that I've been in this business now over 12 years in For Life Research. I've never sold a bottle of product. Never. You know, and I tell people this in different countries, they get shocked. Well, I don't know how to sell, and if you knew me, you wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I can get excited, and I like to network, and I like to share ideas with people, and I love people. But frankly, I hate sales. It's the truth. So I'm bearing my soul to you. It's the truth. And so what I love to do is I love to get out and share, and that's what I did. And when I came into For Life, and again, I tell you, after 12 years, I've never sold a bottle, and I've given some away, you know, some of my sick relatives and friends, but I've never, ever focused on that. The only thing I thought about was developing people, like you develop franchises, and you teach people how to do this business. That's the key to it, my friends. So have that franchise concept when you go out. I mean, we look at what network marketing is doing today. Do you realize that network marketing, when you look at the statistics, it did $104 billion last year. $104 billion. Well, that was the direct sales report, but a good percentage of that was network marketing. Also, do you realize that around the world, 21 million people are involved in network marketing? 69,000 joined every week. Boy, wouldn't you like to have that many people in your group? So what they're doing, what the world, not just the United States, but all the countries that you represent around the world, what they're saying to you is, we want to join you. Will you find us? Will you find us? And that's what you've got to do. You've got to put on that franchise hat. You've got to be a hunter. You've got to go out and look. And I can tell you that, you know, you work through your people. You work through your people to find your leaders. I remember years ago, a lady called me in my organization, and she said, hey, I got a prospect in Singapore, and her name is Sherry Din. I'm trying to get her in the business, and I can't budge her. I said, well, give me her name, give me her phone number. I called up Sherry. I said, Sherry, I'm going to fly over to Singapore. I know you're not interested in For Life. That's okay with me. But I want to come and I want to have lunch with you. I want to tell you what we're going to do. And if you say, no, I'm not going to do it, then hey, we're friends. How about that? Well, she agreed to have lunch. I went there, and the rest is history. She brought her brother in, Sadiq in. We worked through our leaders. That's networking, friends. That's networking. So the people that are in your group, what you need to do is get into their minds, find out who they know. Because a lot of times, like Think and Grow Rich said, Napoleon Hill once wrote, there's been more gold that's been harvested out of the human brain than out of the mountains. And it's the gospel truth, I'll tell you. It is true. So what you have to do is you have to take your leaders and get them moving. Make sure that they're making their prospecting list. Find out who they know. Now again, they may see themselves as weak. That's okay. They got you. They have you. And you're strong. You're strong because you can do this. I was waiting for that. That's what you've got to do. You're looking at somebody that might be average and say, well, he or she, they're not so strong, they're not so committed, they're not so... What has that got to do with anything? Who do they know? I remember I had the same thing. I had to talk to a lady in Hawaii one time on the phone, and I could tell she wasn't really strong. And I thought, okay, that doesn't matter. I said, you know anybody that loves network marketing? She said, yeah, I know a man in Japan that's very good at, matter of fact, he's a professional. Matter of fact, he's successful. And I said, well, great, I would love to talk to him. Oh, no, he wouldn't be interested. I said, how do you know he wouldn't be interested? And she said, well, he's already successful. I said, well, I'd like to talk to successful people. She said, yeah, but you don't speak Japanese. I said, well, I noticed that you're Japanese and you speak English and I have three-way calls, so would you translate? That's right. Do you know that that man came in, made international diamond, looked at a printout, and all I could see were Japanese names and 400 LP, 400 LP, 400 LP. That's right. I'm telling you, we're taking a lot of great people and we're throwing them away simply because they don't meet our expectations. It's foolish. We've got to learn how to network through our leaders. We got to help our people become great. This is our job as professional network marketers. We must aspire to greatness. Are you ready for this? And I know this. What I love about Sadiq Din, not because he's in my line, okay? Not because he's one of my partners. I love all. I love Armenia. I love Juan. I love all the golds under them. We're all family. We're all brothers and sisters in this great company. But what I loved about what Sadiq did, what he did was he proved that you don't have to be American to be platinum. He broke that mold. Because I got the feeling this is this kind of thinking going out there. Oh, yeah, well, the Platinums are Americans. That's why they can do it. Why? We're no different than anybody from Colombia or Germany or anywhere else. We're all the same. We're human beings. But I love the fact that he did it first. That he was the first non-American to do it. Well, if it would have been anybody, if it would have been somebody else, I don't care. We just needed to do it. Now you watch how many platinums there will be. By the next convention, I bet you we will have at least 5 new platinums. By the next convention, I bet you we will have 20 new golds. And you know, the other thing I love about network marketing, it has nothing to do with money. We talk about the power of network marketing, how it can change lives financially. Financially. How many of our leaders, I mean, Dave Daughtry talked about the fact that he didn't even own a car when he joined. Well, I can tell you he was homeless. It's true. I had no money. when I joined. I sold a junk truck. You've heard my story. That's right. And so when someone says, I don't have any money, well, you're talking about to the guy that sold the junk truck. So many of us came from bad situations. I mean, look at Juan, here, security guard. Look at him now. Did he go to a network marketing? You know, I saw Juan last night at the Beatle party with hair. It scared me to death. He walked right by, had long hair, sunglasses with peace symbols, big peace medallion. I looked at that and I thought, wow, I think I grew up with that boy up north. Because the 1960s was my era. I loved it. I grew up around hippies. So just seeing Juan with hair warmed my heart. But you know what I love is when you look at how that family has been blessed, how many of you leaders have been blessed. That's the power of our network marketing. Now, let me ask you this, and this is important. We want to think about this. How many of you out there have been blessed? How many of you out there have been blessed by an income with 4Life Research? It's made a difference in your life. Why don't you stand up? Stand up. Stand up. If you've been blessed. You've been blessed. Here's the other part that I love about the power of network marketing. And understand this, and you can write this down too. The only people that are not in this business are the people who don't understand it. The only people not involved in this business are the people who don't understand it. Our job is to help them understand it. It's simply a perception problem, my friends. Network marketing changes lives. 4Life changes lives because you know what we network? Besides ideas, besides money, besides products, you know what we network? We network love. We network principles, values. That's better than money. We like money, sure. But how many people out there have money and they're not happy? And I can tell you, when I was in Panama in the spring, how many of you were in Panama? When I was in Panama, I went out with our group from Germany. Are the Germans still here in this room? So, you know what so many of them told me why they came into International Networkers team is because of the fact that they honor principles and values. But I know all the 4Life people do. It's not just one team, it's all of us. Do we not? What attracted them was not so much the money as the love, as the feeling that they got when they walked in the room, how they were greeted, how they were treated, how they were hugged. I mean, when I went to Panama, it seemed like everybody spent a lot of time just hugging and kissing. You know, I said, this is my kind of people. I love this stuff. I love people that love people. And that is why people are going to join you. That is why you are going to be great. That is why you are going to inspire people to greatness. You will sell this model and keep that in front of you. Help your leaders to understand the power of network marketing. We don't want them peddling products. We want them selling the franchise, not the hamburger. We want them networking principles and values. Show that we love them, that they're important to us. We can't be successful without them. We are together building people. I hope you do it. Thank you so much.